Give me that driver's license, or else we're gonna break your window.
No, no, I want you to refrain from breaking windows. Just say that. Give me your driver's license. I'm gonna take you to jail.
Give me your driver's license.
Or you gonna take me to jail if I don't?
I'm not gonna ask you again. Give me your driver's license.
You're not gonna ask me again?
I'm giving you an order.
Okay, you give me an order. Okay.
Give me your driver's license.
Okay, that's even better. You giving me an order. Don't ask me if I'm on probation or parole. Get the out of here. Is your mama on probation or parole? Is your mama on probation or parole? Your daddy on probation or parole?
First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, glory, and fear to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rahakodash. Also, I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone that taught us this truth. And peace and salutations to the Lord's hopeful elect, back at it through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah. Just another quick spiritual observation, man. A quick epistle about agreeing with thine adversary. I don't know, nor do I too much care about what's really going on in this video. I can just see from this clip, rather if the gentleman is right or wrong. I don't know the backstory, what's really happening, but you can tell that what he's doing, and I'm speaking to the gentleman inside of the car, is very, very unnecessary. All right, the sarcasm is uncalled for. First and foremost, when we're put in these situations, dealing with the police, all right, that is to say, Esau, Edom, we got to know that it's a serious situation, man, regardless whether they're pulling you over because they think you've done some major crime or whether it's just a traffic stop. You got to treat the situation with the utmost severity, man, and deal with these people accordingly, man. All right, because you never know. Here in these last days, you got to walk circumspect and know what's going on out here. Don't be out there playing games like that gentleman doing, talking about the officer's mother and father, and just giving these people a hard time is unnecessary, man. Give the people what they're asking for. If they're not asking you to do anything crazy, all right, if they're just asking for identification, you probably should do that, man. All right. And this is Matthew 5:25. Agree with thine adversary quickly, man. All right. And these are words from Malak Yahweh Shah, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. Whilst thou art in the way with him, lest at any time the adversary deliver thee to the judge, and the judge deliver thee to the officer, and thou be cast into prison, or even worse, man, you could be, taken off of this earth by, based off of your behavior. So a wise individual would know these things, man. That's why it's very, very important for us to obtain a certain level of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, especially in this period of time known as the last days. All right. And there's so many documented via the internet, via YouTube, situations of our people, both male and female, who, other than us having the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that the Lord controls these things, they one would say they could have prevented these situations from happening, but just by being decent, agreeing with thine adversary quickly, man. It was a few years ago. There's a very nice looking Israelite sister. She got, taken off of the earth, and it just seems like she was just giving, Esau Edom a hard time, man. Pulled over, they're not, they're just talking to her regular, and she's just popping off with the attitude, and it ended up escalating to the point where she got removed off of the earth, man. All right, we gotta walk circumspectly. We know that we're coming up into a time of great persecution upon the servants of Yahweh Bahashem and Yahweh Shai. All right, and we don't want anything extra added on to what we already got coming down the pipeline, man. So it will behoove us, all right, to move with wisdom, all right, knowledge and understanding, wise enough to know, hey, we're in our captivity, that these certain people don't really like us, man. All right, because it's finna get very intense here pretty soon, man, via that great tribulation, via the persecution that's getting ready to happen upon this earth, man. We've been prophesying these things through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Shai. And eventually, man, if we are the true prophets, man, bringing that true warning, then these things are actually going to become a reality. And again, we got to know how to navigate out here, and that's why it's so important to obtain wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, so we know how to conduct ourselves when we leave out our homes. That it makes us a better father, a better husband. All right, we know how to deal with our women, our children in certain situations. Man, you'll know through wisdom. All right, knowledge and understanding how to deal with the police. Now is not the time to be doing all this extra stuff. All right, like the Lord is telling us, lest you piss these people off. All right, more than they're already pissed off at us. All right. And they deliver you to prison, man. All right, before the time, we're all gonna be persecuted. That's what the Lord said. But ain't no need of tempting Yahweh by Shema Shah. Let's go to Book of Proverbs. Proverbs 4 and verse 7. It says, wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore, get wisdom, and with all thy getting, get understanding. So there it is, very, very important. It is the principal thing, having wisdom. All right, we want to be wise men, not foolish men and women out here. And that includes, again, how we handle certain situations. All right. Now, the thing is, how do we acquire a certain level of wisdom? In the Bible, the book of Isaiah 28 and verse 9. Whom shall he teach knowledge, and whom shall he make to understand doctrine? All right. Them that are weaned from the milk and drawn from the breast. So who is Yahweh Bahashem Mahawashah going to teach knowledge and to understand the doctrine of the Bible? All right. Those that are weaned from the milk, likened unto a child, an infant that requires the nourishment through milk, all right, from their mother's breast. It's the same thing, likened unto a babe in this truth. All right, we have to understand who we are, the name Yahweh, what Yahweh Shai, the fact that we're Israelites, understanding, from creation, all right, to how we got put in captivity. All right, seeing the exodus of our captivity out of Egypt, learning these milk precepts, if you will, before we get to the more deeper side of the Bible, man. Verse 10, for precept must be upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line, line upon line, here a little, there and there a little. And once the Lord begins to deal with an individual that he chooses to deal with and to teach this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, that individual will then begin to know how to utilize this Bible and know that, yeah, you have to read the Bible as a novel from front to back to kind of get the context of what's going on. But only the Lord's hopeful elect can do the line upon line, here a little, there a little. All right. When it comes to understanding the doctrine, and that way we're able to, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashem Mahawashah, put it all together. All right, here a little, there a little, here a couple of precepts, all right, and there a couple of precepts, and we're able to put it together in such a way that only the Lord's hopeful elect can understand. All right, the Bible is kind of coded in that way, and the Lord has done that for a reason, because it isn't for everybody. Contrary to popular belief, everyone thinks that they can just open up this Bible and understand it. Sure, if you read it like a novel, you'll maybe get a soft, if you will, understanding of our God, all right, in our nation and what we went through and what we're getting ready to go through. But there's no way that you could really understand some of the mysteries and the secrets as the Lord's hopeful elect does, man. There's no way. I mean, you got the prophets out on the highways and byways, starting with the elders and apostles of Great Millstone that have been teaching this truth. And you got all these mockers and scoffers and debate guys in the spirit of debate, where the Lord is dealing with these certain men. And then you got these people who just don't have the spirit to believe it. And no matter how plain they make it upon tables, here a little, there a little, all right. And it's just certain people that just don't have the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shah, and they're bucking up against, what we're saying through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashem Shah, man. All right. But again, back to whom shall he teach knowledge? So we're teaching our people, look, man, we're in captivity to this very day. Don't be playing with these people like that. It's unnecessary situation that we find ourselves placed into a lot. by not following simple principles that Yahweh Bahashim Hawashah has given us, man. All right. Agree with thine adversary quickly, man. You get pulled over, give the people what they want. If they're just asking for identification, what's with the hassle that you're giving? That was the same situation that was going on with that sister that I was referring to earlier, man. They was asking like basic things in a calm way, and I mean, there's no telling how Esau is gonna come at you, but especially if they're coming at you decently, they're not cussing you out, and they're just asking for things. All right, you just give it to them, man. Why wouldn't you give it to them? You're just asking for it. Matter of fact, that goes into the book of Matthew. This is likened unto doing this very thing which we ought not do. Matthew chapter 4 verse 7. Yahweh said unto them, it is written again, thou shalt not tempt the Lord thy God. All right. We're under grace, and Lord willing, the Lord dealing with us, and we have a certain level of mercy blessed upon us, man. But we're not to be, going out here tempting Yahweh by Shema Hawashai, man. All right. And just putting ourselves in harm's way and just saying the Lord is going to be with us, man. All right. We're not going around here playing with dangerous insects and things like that, and looking for the Lord to immediately heal us once we get bit. All right. We're not. That's just like willfully sinning, man, and just thinking that the Lord is just going to bail you out, going out and just doing a wicked act and knowing that it's wrong, man. And just because we're under grace, thinking that it's gonna be okay, man. Same thing, man. When it comes to dealing with the enemy, all crazy like that, that these people pull you over and you immediately just start cussing them out. Oh, or who the hell are you supposed to be? What did I do? What did I do? What did I do? That's not a wise way of conducting yourself, man. Again, we're in these last days, man. We gotta tighten our shop group, if you will. We gotta make less mistakes. We gotta walk with a certain level of wisdom out here, because it's going to get crazy, and we have been taught time and time again that wisdom shall be the stability of thy times. What times? These terrible times that we're prophesying is getting ready to come upon the earth, man. All right, so we don't want to put ourselves in harm's way by not walking circumspectly, by not walking with wisdom upon us, man. All right, or else we'll get put in dire straits, man. All right, gets cast into prison, or again get put off of the earth. And it has happened so many times with our people. All right, so we gotta agree with thine adversary quickly. It doesn't mean bow down and worship the enemy. No. But it does mean to, hey man, if all they're asking for is identification, come on, man. All right, it's just some things you ought to have in decent. You know what the Lord say? Let all things be done decently and in order, man. All right, and that's a part of being an adult, and the Lord will bless you with the ability to have a driver's license and such, if it's his will. All right, and you won't have to worry about these things, man. You'll be able to keep your house in some type of order until the great tribulation, before and then we'll disconnect fully from this place. But until then, and the Lord knoweth what his servants need. The Lord knoweth these things before we pray, that we need a roof over our head, that we need food and clothing. The Lord Yahweh Bashim Shai knoweth these things before we pray for it, so we don't need to worry about that. All right, we just need to, be examples of Yahweh Bahashim Hawashai to the best of our ability. So when we go out here, we conduct ourselves a certain way. We don't just fly off the freaking handle, all right, like the wicked people of our nation, or the people who are less learned. All right, we have to be examples of how not to be, all right, when these situations happen. All right, or else we're going to find ourselves again in those dire straits, man. All right. And now, trust us, man, it's not the time to be either in Esau's healthcare system, institutions, or whatever you want to call it, or Esau Edom's prison system or institutions, man. This is a terrible time to be in either one of those, man. So we pray to Yahweh Shema Shai, that the Lord be with us, and that the Lord heals us from those ailments and things like that, so we don't have to be up in the hospitals, or the Lord won't have us in these prisons before time. All right, and we can, for other than the Lord being in control of things, we can prevent these things from happening. if you will, if you understand where I'm coming from, by just conducting ourselves a certain way and not tempting Yahweh by Shema Shah. Again, Matthew 4:7. Yahweh Shah said unto them, it is written, thou shalt not tempt the Lord thy God. All right, don't tempt Yahweh by Shema Shah by just going out here and not conducting yourself with some doggone wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. All right. Go to the book. There it is. 1 Peter 5:8. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, there it is again, agreeing with thine adversary. And we're teaching, our people through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shah, who certain people are in the Bible, who the Israelites are, all right, who Esau Edom is, and the fact that this is a wicked nation. So be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, all right, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeing whom he may devour. So hey, we gotta remember that. And going back to getting pulled over, man, we have to be sober, be vigilant, because that adversary, all right, our adversary Esau Edom, first and foremost, is roaming around the earth via the way that he does it, via his government officials, all right, etc., as a roaring lion, all right, seeing whom he may devour. And that's not just like the police, that's just everything, man. This whole system, the way that it's set up, the mortgage companies, man, the housing industry, man, they're looking around seeing whom they may devour, who they may get in these 30-year mortgages, etc. It's the same thing. So we got to be sober, be vigilant, man, and be watching for these things. We're not ignorant of Satan's devices. We're not ignorant of how, the police is set up, man. All right. It's a lot of stuff that, they're just humans at the end of the day, the police, man. So they're not perfect individuals anyway, man. All right. And sometimes it seems like the police do a good job, and then sometimes it seems like they're just out here being wicked and doing a lot of wicked things and planting things upon people and, camped out, hiding. I definitely understand, the police being in school zones, and but come on, you out there in the middle of the country, and then you got these people all ducked off in the woods. You do, some people do be driving dangerously, man, but man, most people just be trying to get to and fro, man, and Esau Edom be camped out, man, hiding, playing, hide and seek games. They're sick, man. That's a whole nother topic for a whole nother day. But the whole point being, man, that we have an adversary, and he's going around as a roaring lion, seeing whom he may devour. So we got to be circumspect and watching for these things, and know how to conduct ourselves now and even during the time of great tribulation, man. All right, because it's only going to get worse from here, and he's only going to be revealed to be wicked as the days progress. As the days progress, ourselves, we see it now, but eventually even his own people, even Esau's own people, are going to start to see that, what, this guy is actually wicked. And there's that Egyptian against Egyptian thing that we talk about through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashem Hawashah. It's going to get so bad during Jacob's trouble that it's just going to be a time of chaos in the streets, man. The people are going to revolt, all right, and rebel, and they're not going to regard their kings nor princes, all right. And it's going to be an absolute mess. But again, the Lord has taught us that wisdom shall be the stability of thy times. All right. And it starts by, being a babe in this truth. All right. And being retaught. We have to be reprogrammed, because we've been in captivity. We've inherited lies. And I'm talking about through our generations that we've been in captivity. One generation receives a lie, and that generation teaches lies and confusions to the next. All right. So when we first come into this thing, we have to be reprogrammed, man, deprogrammed, and retaught, man. And that requires a certain level of will. Okay. Study to show thyself approved, and humility. You have to say, hey, you're wrong. You don't know everything. We as so-called black, so-called, Hispanics, so-called Native Americans, we're prideful people. We like to think that we know everything. We're puffed up, many ways, many causes that we're puffed up. But it requires a certain level of humility coming into this truth, man, to say, you know what, I don't know everything. I need to be taught. And the Lord has set up certain men, all right, first and foremost, to teach his people, starting with the elders and apostles, all right, and then the brothers in their respective lots, all right, starting with the prophets, the watchmen, is who he set up to teach his people. You know, the names Yahweh, where Yahweh Shai, the fact that we're Israelites, and the rest of these nations and who they are and their fate. All right, so we just have to remember that there's a process to this, and it's, you know, supposed to be done decently and in order, right? So, hey, how we conduct ourselves, we're supposed to be decent and in order when we step out the house, man, because it's the wild, wild west now, man, and you never know. So when we come, hey, the Lord may test you and put you in the way of the adversary, and you know, we want to make sure that when that time comes, we're able to conduct ourselves accordingly. All right, and I'll bring out one more. Look at 1 Peter 3 and 14. But and if ye suffer for righteousness' sake, happy are ye, and be not afraid of their terror, neither be troubled. All right, so that's the whole point, man. I wanted to bring that out because again, eventually we are going to be persecuted for the name Yahweh by Hashem and Hawashah, but that's a good thing. See, there's a difference between the Lord executing, you know, judgment on you because you're wicked, and there's a difference between you going through, you know, a persecution for righteousness' sake. The Lord said, if you suffer for righteousness, you know, happy are you. And blessed will you be. So, you know, when we get ready to go through this tribulation, we just have to remember that we're suffering for the names Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. If the world hated Yahweh Shai, of course the world is going to hate us as well, because the servants and is not greater than the master. All right, so that time of persecution is going to come, but we have to remember not to tempt the Lord, lest, you know, our adversary throws us in jail. So conduct ourselves accordingly, man, and agree with thine adversary quickly, man, in these situations, and not just your adversary. I mean, okay, and that goes for anybody who doesn't have the law, statutes, and commandments in their heart, man. That makes everybody an enemy, man. So dealing with anybody that's not serving the Lord, you have to deal with a certain level of wisdom, man. Agree with them quickly. For brothers that deal with women, you know how it is with Eve and Anita. I mean, you know, sometimes, you know, you like to plead your case, man, or whatever, or plead your cause or whatever, but you don't want to be around there arguing all the time with people. So a lot of times as men, we have to agree with our adversary, which is Eve, a lot of the times, quickly, man. Same thing, man. All right, now we're not gonna let people run over us, of course, or you know, but for the most part, that's the same thing, man. Not only the police, but just all of our adversaries. And again, anybody that's not really serving Yahweh Shema Hawashah, hey man, it'll be manifested soon enough that there are our adversary as well, and we have to know how to conduct ourselves, man. Very, very important as things get more confusing as the days progress, man. There's earthquakes in diverse places. There's rumors of wars happening. All right, you know, sickness and disease, pestilences. A lot of people are sick. A lot of people are getting cancer, things like that. And it's just a time of great confusion, and we got to make sure that we're not one of these confused individuals, because it's going to be very, very important. And brothers, you know, starting with the brothers, we're going to have to be leaders, man, of our household if the Lord will that upon us, man. You know, whether we have wives, children, multiple wives, you know, other, you know, friends, etc. Whether we have it now, hey, if the Lord wills that, hey, we're going to have to be able to stand strong and to have faith in Yahweh Shema Hawashah and lead these people, man, to, you know, different locations and things like that, man, during Jacob's trouble. So it's very, very important to get that rapport, if you will, with Yahweh Shema Hawashah now, man, because it's going to get very, very ugly out here. We're just saying these things, hey, through the spirit and power of Yahweh by Hashem and Hawashah concerning this great tribulation, man. All right, so with that, I want to give all praises, honor, glory, and fear to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shah. Till next time, Shalom.